Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. I come to you today with another Metal Earth kit build. This is one that, as of the making of this video, you cannot buy in stores. It is, I believe, only available as a promotional kit, and I managed to get a copy in this rather large package here. We have something very special. I will show you the directions. It is R2-D2. But not just a normal R2-D2. This is what's being referred to as the Mega R2-D2. It is rather large, rather expensive, and I can't wait to build it. So let's take a look at what we've got here and see about putting this guy together. This is going to be fun to try and make sure all of this stays on camera, because this is a big kit. We have the instructions. We have tissue paper. I'm just going to see if I can slide this out. Something happened to it. That's very not cool. It's got it a little bent up. I think there's 4 sheets all together, and they like to catch on each other. Here we are. I don't know if I can even come close to getting these all in the picture. 4 big giant sheets of shiny. Just going to take this in for a moment. That's a big stand right there. That's a big stand. We've got his enormous looking head over here, and I'm guessing from having done this kit in smaller version, this attaches to one of these two. It's one of the feet right there. That's the middle one, most likely. There's just one part of his body. There's the other part over here. We've got the different parts of his legs on the side. Little doodads at the bottom of the leg. The most challenging part of this is going to be, what tools do I use? I don't know that my little Fascinations tool set is going to quite do the job. I don't think that's going to be long enough to bend everything over. I don't normally clean the kits after I do them. I can see this being one that I clean. Let's pull out the instructions. Alright, a couple of sheets. So here's the first sheet. Very much like the usual instructions. A little line drawing and a bit about the tabs. Tabs and slots and folds, and the blue circle for bending and the green triangle for twisting tabs. And 4 different layouts of the 4 different sheets with numbers. And then down here you begin to build. Oh, actually you start here, step 1, step 2, step 3. So that's a little different. I wonder if this is the next evolution of the instructions for these kits. And this is nothing on the back side. However, this is two-sided. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yes, this goes back to the quarterly pattern where it's this quarter, then this quarter, then this quarter, then this quarter. And this does have a back side. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So on and so on and so on. Now, this kit is not officially out yet. This is just a promotional kit, I believe. I managed to get a hold of it. So, if and when this does actually come out as a retail buyable kit on the shelves or Amazon or what have you, this may change. The packaging may, well, there is no packaging as it is now. It's just a cardboard sheet or box. The instructions may change once they decide to put it out for everybody. Now I've got to go find some bowls and large objects to shape this, because I don't think beads and dowel rods is going to do it. Tools that I use. Pliers. Pliers are very good. Long needle nose pliers are excellent for a great many things. Flat nose pliers are great for certain bends, and it's essential to have some sort of clippers to be able to easily and cleanly remove the parts from the sheets. Tweezers are very helpful. They're very small and easy to manage. They're great for holding on to small parts, great for making small bends, great for twisting and bending some of the tabs. I like to have an assortment of different kinds. There are many different things you can use to form the circles and curves of these kits. I have a very inexpensive drill bit set with a selection of different sizes to choose from. I have a couple of step mandrels that also have a selection of rounded sizes to choose from. I have a couple of dowel rods that have been sharpened on the end, which are great for shaping and forming cones. To start, I picked a 3.5 inch styrofoam ball to help shape the head. It didn't do a whole lot. I worked my way around, securing one tab at a time. I took time to go around and bend and work the sides more evenly. Lots of little tiny side pieces. I am glad that I took one of my pointed tweezers and filed down the ends a little. It was perfect size for this. I started using a trick I usually use on stands, where I push against the table to evenly bend over long sides. I used a few different cans of different sizes to try and shape R2's body. I suppose because of the size of the part, it's more flexible and harder to reshape. I am using my fingernails to bend over the tabs. Oops, I put one on backwards. I accidentally mixed up one of the different size cylinder shaped parts and had to make another. It took multiple attempts to get the tabs lined up on the foot. It helps a lot if you bend all the tabs to point in the same direction. They'll line up with the slots better.
This tube or cylinder was hard to shape because it's so tiny. Unfortunately, one of the end tabs broke off of the sides, and the part sits a little crooked. Luckily, I had this rather large dowel rod from when I made a coffee mug tree a little while back. Here's one flaw I found in the design of this kit. The slots are spaced just a little farther apart than the tabs, making it hard to get the tabs through the slots without bending or breaking them. I just barely got the second tab through and twisted what little bit there was. Locally, both sides are holding. These two tabs were hard to bend over because of the size of the part. It kept flexing the sides rather than bending the tab. I slid one side of the tweezers behind the metal to squeeze and secure the tabs. Oops, I shaped it backwards. The flaps on the bottom of the feet are supposed to bend inwards and meet, but don't bend them that far until you've attached them to the rest of the foot. The folds cover the tabs and make it more of a challenge. This video has been edited down. I have not shown all the different attempts, adjustment, or retries of this build. I also clip out parts where I am studying the directions, searching for and clipping parts, and some repetitive steps. It may make it look like this kit came together easier than it did, but there is a lot of bending and adjusting of parts to make things fit. Work slowly, be patient, and take your time. It took several attempts to line up the two tabs on each leg. I tried to twist the first tab, but ended up bending all four over. When connecting the top and bottom parts, I would get 2 or 3 tabs lined up with their slots, secure them, and then line up 1 or 2 more and secure them and keep going until I had them all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big giant R2. The Mega R2-D2. As of making this kit and making this video, it's not yet out for sale. This is a demonstration model or display model or something like that I happened to get my hands on. One was not free. I'd rather not discuss how much I paid for it because it may have been a good deal, it may not until they actually come out with them. But if they do and you want one, here's the video, assuming they don't change a lot. Now there may be some small changes. There are a couple things that maybe I would have done differently. One thing that surprises me, as big as this guy is, look, I got a big head. Look at that. As big as he is, there's only 2 little tabs holding this entire side onto the body. 2 little tabs. 2 little tabs holding the bottom piece to that. I think I would have added an extra tab or 2 just because of the size to give it more stability. That to me, it's not like I'm going to play with it, so it's not that big a deal. It's just surviving the construction was a little concerning. I try to be delicate with these things, but I am a bit clumsy, so sometimes you hit parts with your hand or finger you don't mean to, and I worried so much that something was going to bend and fall off. But it came together. without a lot of difficulty. It's very similar to the smaller R2 in the parts. It just has more detail. It has these neat little cylinder parts and little bits and doodads and things and whatnots, and so it's just got more detail, and it's certainly larger and cooler looking. Probably the most difficult part is all of these little cylinder tube shapes, and there's quite a few, some big and some small. And the difficult part is not initially forming it. The difficult part is the two edges that come back together. It's hard to get them folded and lined up nice and even, especially there's 3 tabs along the end, 2 on one side, 1 on the other, and you've got to try and fold the 2 sides together without folding the tabs along with it. Those tabs fold out to connect the part to where it belongs, and it's difficult to fold those in nice and even while not folding in the tabs, because then you have to fold the tabs back out, and the kind of pressure you'd put on it to fold them would be difficult to get the tabs back out without scratching the metal, and it's just kind of a tough thing. The good news is the way these attach, those inner parts that are hard to get are almost blocked. They really don't stand out because that inner connecting part faces R2 wherever they are. So it's not that bad. It's difficult. I'd like for it to look better than it does, but it's mostly hidden in most of the parts. The bad part is the way the tabs are. You have to try and get as close as you can to 2 sides together, because the tabs are supposed to line up perfectly, which they never really do, and trying to get all 3 tabs in the correct spot is difficult. And on one of these, I believe it's this one right here, bottom tab sheared off, and he's not sitting straight. That little tube is crooked, and there's just nothing left for me to do other than try and mess with super glue, and I'd just rather not do that. I can only guess that trying to fold it, the tab maybe got bent in once or twice, and I folded it back out and it just snapped off. I got it through the hole, I twisted it, and it disappeared. So things happen. There's also a tab in his head that bent inward, and I just said, forget it. It looks okay. We don't need that tab. It's not worth the fight to pull the rest of it back apart now that we've got it together just for that one thing. So R2-D2. Guy's huge. And look at the size of the base. Good gracious. I'm excited. Can you tell? I'm excited. The release date is supposed to be this summer according to their Facebook page. They haven't given an exact date. Even if they did, honestly, I wouldn't stand to it. The Transformer kits were supposed to come out in April, and it was towards the end of May before I could actually get my hands on one. So I think they are sometimes a little bit behind schedule, but you know, it is what it is. If you've got the extra money and you want a big metal R2, go for it. This thing is awesome. It's not cheap because it's big, but it's awesome. Thank you for watching. Any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And keep on keeping on. If you excuse me, I've got to go find a place to put this guy. I don't think he's going to fit on the mantle.